and I've not been able to because, well, I survived the flood of July of 2026. People have been asking, and yes, my home is safe. We did get a little bit of water in my home, unfortunately, but nothing bad. And I mean, I've got a little bit of cabinets that were sitting on the floor in that room that I have to replace. But other than that, we were fine. Now, that said, my community is in Kerrville, Texas, and we were not fine. Um, right now, I'm driving. I just dropped somebody off at home, and it has been horrendous. The city of Kerrville itself was hit far worse with this rain and flood than what was hit on the 4th of July. We have a lot of businesses that are actually have had to close. They cannot recover, and it's really, really sad, and it breaks my heart. Um, I have been all over the county. For those of you who do not know, I am an emergency services volunteer firefighter for Fort McGavock, and I'm a chaplain, volunteer firefighter chaplain for the state. And I have been working with some of the victims of the flood, and it has been very difficult for some of them. I will go ahead and give an update. There has been a lot of rumor and a lot of confusion, so I want to clarify something. The person who died in the vehicle was in Uvalde, Texas. The person who died in the mobile home was in Kerrville, and actually I knew the person, and I knew his wife, and I'm going to show you something right here. Let me see if I can turn my camera around. This here is a home at the end of my friend's street, and they were just trying to finish recovering from the 4th of July flood, and this Connex, and it's going to be hard, I'll have to spin my camera around this way. The Connex, as you can see, is wedged between the house and the actual, and a tree. So it has been horrendous for many, 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 many people. I have many pictures, and a lot of you have been seeing these pictures online. I have been to Comfort, Centerpoint. I live in Kerrville, been in Ingram, been in Hunt. I have been everywhere, y'all. And it is horrible. Now, the gentleman, I want to clarify something. I'm not going to say names, even though it's on the internet. The gentleman that passed away in the house, I spent the 4th of July at a group event, and they were there. And they had been married 3 years, and they were a wonderful couple, and he is an amazing man, and it was horrific. I really feel bad for the landlord who rented the mobile home, and please understand, the mobile home was not on the river. It was back 300 yards, and the water has came from behind the mobile home, pushed it off of the foundation, and the rest is unfortunate history. So, where are we now? We still have a barge that hit the main bridge. I think the bridge itself is secure and stable. We're able to cross the bridge, but the barge is being removed, and if I can, before it gets too dark, the barge is actually, what's the word I want to use? They used a bunch of cranes to lift the barge and pull it away from the bridge, and they're in the process of trying to remove it. That barge had all this equipment and everything, and they were having divers, and they were using that barge to help remove debris and things from the river of the first flood of July 4th of a year ago. Right now, I had people ask questions, and it's easier for me to just talk about it here than it is to answer every individual question. We have a lot of people along the river who were originally damaged by the first flood. Some of them got re-damaged, but not to the catastrophic event that they were last year on the 4th of July. So those people, I had friends who have a home right across from the River End Hotel, way past Camp Mystic on Highway 39, and their home sits on a platform 4 feet off the ground, concrete slab basically, and they had 6 feet, 7 feet of water in it. Another place, had water all the way up to their ceiling with the 4th of July flood. This time, they had just a foot, maybe 6 to 8 inches to a foot. That was not near as bad. The river itself was not near as bad. What was bad was the infrastructure of Kerrville City. If y'all didn't notice, our courthouse has a basement level, and it was totally flooded, and that's never happened before. It was flooded practically to the ceilings. I don't know exactly, but it was, looking at the windows, it was close to the ceilings. Everything in the basement of the courthouse is gone. Every department, victims advocacy department is gone. The fraudulent checks are gone. Whatever they had in the basement of our courthouse is venite, gone, no more. Sorry about that. I'm cleaning this off. We have several businesses that are not near the river, and we just have a tributary or creek that runs through town, and they were totally destroyed. New Accents, which I've gone, it's a upscale resale boutique, totally destroyed. The building's going to have to come down. So we've got millions and millions and millions of dollars of infrastructure damage on businesses alone. Unfortunately, and I hate to say this, unfortunately, a lot of the grants that come through for disaster are not for business owners to rebuild. So I'm really hoping and praying that they will figure it out and that they will find a way to help these businesses. But the Greengrocer is a wonderful little deli that's been owned by this old lady for years. It's totally gone. Mamacitas did not get hit, but we have historical businesses that are destroyed. Let me think. Somebody asked about Lewis Hayes Park and all the walking path and everything else. Y'all, I'm going to show you. I'm going to drive. I'm getting ready to turn the camera around. I'm going to drive across a bridge. I'm going to show you guys some of what was destroyed again. We have several buildings, and I'll show you here in a minute, that have been rebuilding. And I'm going to go ahead and detach this phone and put it in, because I want you guys to see this. There's a slab sitting here. This concrete slab was a building that was destroyed in flood a year ago, and now it is no more. I want you to see all of this debris. This is a bridge that is full of debris. This is Francisco Lemos Bridge, and as you guys can see, the water came over this bridge, and the river, you can see that looks like gravel. Well, it was in water. We had, on this bridge alone, we had well over 4 feet coverage, well, of the guardrail or whatever you want to call it. So that was a total of 8 feet there. We are so blessed that we did not have more people die. There was a place, it's kind of like on the outside of town off of I-10, that it was a resort that had cabins, but it also had a lot of RVs. A lot of those people in the RVs, their RVs were destroyed. We had 18-wheelers that were floating down the river, literally. Down the access road. We had mobile RVs floating down the access road. So where all this happened did not happen in the same place that it happened with the flood last year. Um, One of the things that I'm noticing, I have, after work every day, I have gone and tried to help people as much as I could. Everybody has been so wonderful where I live. Everybody has been helping everybody. Strangers are showing up and helping people muck up. It's wonderful that they are doing that, and I can't be any prouder of our community. Highly blessed, highly favored in that aspect. Unfortunately, they rebuilt a playground on what's called Guadalupe Street, and that playground's destroyed again. Everything in Louis Hayes Park is totally destroyed. The fact that I can't believe the bridge is still here, in all honesty. I can't show you the cranes unless I get snapped at this light, and it's getting dark, but I can see the barge, and it is still in one piece. It is sitting just sitting on the ground. They have removed it about 2 football fields back from the um, back from the street. So luckily, they're getting that moved. If I'm at this light, give me a sec. Let's see if you can see it. I don't know if you can see the barge down there. Let me see. It's down there, but you can't see it. It's right there. Um, they Now I got a green light. I gotta go. But they have done a wonderful job moving that today. It was painstaking and very slow. I'm grateful that the bridge, I'm on it now, is actually safe to drive on. The bridge that I'm driving on now, and I'll turn it around so you can see, this bridge is 30 feet above the river, and water was flowing over this, up to the bottom of this bridge last year. This year, the water got probably, I think, within 10 feet of the bottom of the bridge this year. Y'all, it's crazy. But I want to speak a little bit on the personal side of this. I have been a part of hurricanes from Katrina to Harvey with the American Red Cross. I have seen the Fourth Ward. I have seen the utter destruction. I have seen a lot of destruction. Never ceases to amaze me what the force of water can and does in this world. It's just scary. But again, I am so grateful that this time the loss of life was, I think, 2 that I know for sure. Some people say that there was a family of 4, and so I'm not sure if that's true or not. I haven't seen that official number on that yet. The official number I know is 2. And unfortunately, I knew one of the people that passed away. And my heart and my prayers go to his wife and his family. Yes, I'm going to clarify. His wife was in Dallas at a business conference. It was their 3rd wedding anniversary, and he died. Um, he was a good man. I'm still kind of in shock. And also, my spiritual mama, Fern Lancaster, passed away. Passed away on the 16th as well. And so I'm grieving those 2 people at this point. But I want to say thank you so much to all, and I say all, the volunteers that came out here. We did not have the news media that we normally have. We had volunteers come out here. Mercy Chef came as ramping up their food again. Thank you for that. But we did not seem to have as much of people come in and help us. And to be honest, I think our community has done a fabulous job helping each other. And I want to say that I think we learned a lot coming off of the 4th of July and what needed to be done and how it needed to be done. So I think that experience got us in a place that we knew what to do and where to go and all that. So where do we move on from here? Right now, they're working on all the bridges and dams. We have a road that's called Arcadia Loop that has 12 buildings, portable buildings, all crumbled up on it. Somehow it became crumbled up. And then we have on that very same road, just behind the crumbleness of all of those portable buildings that washed down the tributary that became a raging river, and literally took out that bridge. There's no way to cross that bridge, and we still have people who were not able to get into town off of that section of Arcadia Loop. The last I've heard, people are hand carrying food and whatnot to them at this point. All of our infrastructure and lights and internet, I think, has been restored. So I'm just grateful that we've been able to do as well as we have, and I'm grateful to my community. But that said, there's a lot of traumatized people. Now, you've heard about the Jalisco's, you've heard about the Jalisco's restaurant, which is right. You got Jalisco's, you got a rental home, and then you got the property where the guy was with the mobile home that drifted down the river and passed away. The little home that was for rent that people lived in that was owned by the Jalisco's owner of that restaurant. There was a gentleman looked to be like in his 60s, a woman in her late 50s, maybe early 60s. There were teenage girls living there. So all four of those people had water up to the ceiling, and they had to break a hole in the ceiling, and they climbed into the attic, and they had to wait for help. So I've been in contact with them. I've been trying to help them out. Thank God they're alive. When I met them, they were feverishly trying to get their cat to the vet. It was in the home. They don't know how she survived. They don't know where she was in the home. But amazingly, she found an air pocket or somehow to stay alive, because when the waters came down and they went through all their stuff, they found their cat alive. And unfortunately, in Kerrville, even though we have 3 or 4 vet clinics, none of them have emergency hours, so they had to drive 30 minutes away. The cat did survive, which was one of the biggest issues or upsets for the teenage girls. So I am so blessed to report that they all survived. They were on that same property, though, with the male victim who did not. So I just want to say thank you, everybody, for being there. Thank you for your prayers. I wanted to come live sooner, but with my work schedule, I had to work from home from 8 to 5. Then I'm out and about in the community helping muck and do things and helping people. So I've not been able to go live because I'm getting home. It's so late at night. And thank God my professor, because I'm in college for my master's degree, my professor was so wonderful and so kind, and is letting anybody affected, which we were, turn their homework in later next week. So that's awesome. Now, I apologize that I did not get to come live and give you the verdict or what had happened in the Georgia versus the Kiana Davis trial. Now, in the Kiana Davis trial, one of the jurors was reporting that they felt being bullied by the I've just lost the word on my head. The juror that's in charge. And then another juror said that she didn't feel good and might need to get medical attention. Then they were fine. But the one that felt like she was being bullied made it clear that they were not going to change their mind. So the vote, no matter what you did. Long story short, hung jury. Yep, floor person, that's it. Hung jury. So they're going to have to try this again. I do know the judge had mentioned something about August or November. I can't remember which. Sorry, guys, I'm pulling into my parking spot at home. So I don't know which. So we will be following that trial then. I will be looking at tomorrow during lunch break. I'll look at and see what trials are going on this week that are new that we can get into, and we'll try and go live tomorrow night. But I have to say, I am beyond exhausted. I have been going, going, going. I have mucked out homes. I have helped muck out a business. I have been working with people emotionally and spiritually. There's a chaplain. I um, I and many people have been doing this. We all have been doing this. This is not just an Ada thing. Many, many people have been out helping, and it has been wonderful to see how this community continues to come together and love on each other. This particular flood didn't just hit Kerrville, it hit a lot of areas in Texas, San Antonio, Center Point, all the way up. I mean, Austin. I mean, there's so many places that have been hit and are bad. By no means are we the only people who've been hit and are bad. So if you were near a community that was greatly affected, I'm going to ask if you can't donate, maybe volunteer some time or things. Um, but these businesses that we had that I have frequented and many people have that have lost everything, we're already trying to pull things together to help them get back and going. So in the future, you may be seeing things that from Kerrville that will help with that. But the biggest thing is thank you guys for your prayers and support. Thank everybody who checked in on me. I appreciate it. But anybody and everybody who knows me knows that I was out working, and that is why I didn't go live. And I got to be honest, I wasn't emotionally able to go live, and I'm learning it's okay not to go live. Um, this triggered some things from last year, I got to be honest, and had a little bit of a nightmares, and that just shows me where I need to get some healing, and I will take care of that. But thank God we did not lose 140, 150 people. And yes, I'm including the homeless and the unknown, not just the 119 and the 28 girls. I'm including the homeless people that we lost that are not being counted for and the unknown. And so, um, yeah, I just, I feel bad for all the hundreds of thousands of dollars and millions of dollars in cleanup that happened. That has to happen again. It's horrible. And unfortunately, our river has forever changed. The tributaries have forever changed. And what used to not flood now floods horrendously. And I wonder how long it's going to take for the engineers to get in there and figure out how to fix this. Because a lot of the tributaries from the 4th of July had all were maybe the ground floor, or I mean the bottom of the little tributary was here, but after the flood of 4th of July, all of this stuff washed in. So now where the floor of the river was here, it is now here. It's raised, elevated. When I mean here, I'm not talking a half a foot. I'm talking like 4 to 6 feet difference in some of these tributaries. So when now we had this flood, the waters come up, and now they're coming up higher and going over them, and it is just horrible. And the water came from above more than it came from the river. So, yeah, some areas, someone said that they got 18 inches. I'm like, whoa. And it was predicted that some places may have got as high as 20. So, but this isn't true just for Kerrville. This is true for everywhere that was affected. I went to San Antonio and had dinner tonight with a friend. Just got home, and all the way there, we could see places where normally doesn't flood had flooded. So, tomorrow's a new day. We're on the road to recovery. And again, all I can do is say thank you guys so much for your hearts and your prayer. I haven't been able to see comments. Let me see the comments. Daniel L. 25, thank you. Carol All Foreman, thank you. She stood her ground. I'm not familiar with this trial. Yeah, she did. She did really good on the stand. In fact, I was not surprised we had a hung jury, in all honesty. Hi, Marcia. Are you home, Marcia? Poor Marcia. She's been listening to me rant and rave about all this all weekend. She's fabulous. Love you, Marcia. But even one is too many deaths. Yes, one is. And I don't want to cry. I'm so sorry y'all are going through this. I haven't been able to pay attention to anything going on out in the world. Please stay safe. We are. The rain is over. Hi, Nancy versus Tracy. Hello. Daniel, thank you for praying and thinking about us. Hello, everybody. Y'all are awesome. Yes, I'm sitting in my car because when I go in the house, I've got to go home. I got to throw laundry in, then I got to go to bed. I have not been home all day except for to run food into my monkey. I I did get up. I mean, I was out late last night working with people in the flood, and then I got up this morning and went to church, had lunch, came back here, worked with some people, did a few things. I did watch the game, the World Cup. I watched that part of it, half of it, and then had dinner. So this is the first day that I really haven't been fully up to my elbows in mud, literally. So that's a good thing. But I got a bunch of muddy laundry I got to get done. Um, but I'm grateful my house, well, my little condo or apartment, whatever you want to call it, sits at a base of a hill. So we have the hill, and then we have my little, and a lot of water came through and got a little bit in my enclosed patio where the monkey is, but only got about that much. And so luckily everything's fine. I got some cabinets I think got wet that I'm going to have to, we'll see how they dry. But I'm so blessed and lucky my door won't open. The back door won't open. So I'm going to let everything dry. I'm not, for me, that to me is nothing. When somebody that I know, husband, I know the man and his wife, and he lost his life, and she's coming home from Dallas with absolutely nothing but her clothes and her suitcase. She left for a business conference, kissed her husband goodbye, and is coming home with just a concrete slab. Their mobile home was swept away. He woke up, apparently tried to get out but couldn't get out. It was too late, and it picked it up and ran it into a tree. It started falling apart, ran it into a bridge, and it disintegrated. And he did not survive. And they found his remains about 18 miles down the road, or down the river. And unfortunately, this poor woman has nothing. Has nothing. If she had a wedding dress, it's gone. All the photos, anything and evidence of him and their life together is forever gone. She doesn't have a t-shirt she can smell. She doesn't have his ring. She doesn't have the cell phone. She doesn't have pictures. She has absolutely only the clothes in her suitcase and what was in her purse. Pray for her. She's handling it as well as to be expected, and our hearts and our prayers are with them, her family, and his daughters. They were married 3 years ago, and so it is horrendous, and it really breaks my heart because you never know when you kiss your loved ones goodbye, truly, if you'll ever see them again, and that's a sad thing, but it's reality. Yeah, hug your family a little tighter tonight for sure. But she is well grounded in her faith, and she's got a lot of people in this community who are for her, who are willing to support her, who are willing and will be there for her. I know people. I know some people that I know are watching. Hi, honey. I know some people who are watching. Just know that know them. If you are watching, I think they're going to wait until August to do a memorial. They're going to wait until August to do a memorial. There's just too much that she's got to do. Way too much that she's got to take care of. And I mean, she doesn't even have a home to live in. So, but I just want you guys to know she is well surrounded. There's many people holding her up. And then, of course, she has her faith in her God, and that is in God, and that is the most important thing. And tomorrow we will all get up and we will go to work and we will start moving forward. The cleanup is going to take quite a bit, especially along the river and some of these homes that were destroyed. It's going to take a lot. And I'm a disaster case manager, and I've been working on the recovery from the 4th of July flood last year. And I see people still living in very horrible conditions all the time, still living in very difficult conditions. And we are doing our best to get their homes repaired, get them safe, secure, and sanitary. And so I am well aware of the struggles and the journey it takes to recover. And patience is needed most and foremost. It's a hurry up and wait. It's like being in the military, hurry up and wait. So with that, I will look and see what trial is happening tomorrow. If there's a trial tomorrow that we can go live on, I will. Oh, Marcia, that is why you always tell your loved ones, I love you. You never know what's going to happen. Exactly. Don't go to bed angry. Don't ever go to bed angry. Because you know what? Somebody may not wake up. Could be you, could be them, but somebody may not wake up. We don't have any rain in the forecast for at least the next week. Thank you, Jesus. We need to dry out. Thank you guys for joining me. There's some new people here I have not seen, and thank you. Hi, Jabala. How are you? So, I'm kind of numb. I'm processing this. I have, like I said, I have driven to every section of this county that was affected in my capacity as chaplain. Daniel, it happened to your brother earlier this year. What did flooding? I am so sorry. Um, and this affects. This is difficult to see and watch and have to hold people who are crying. Or one woman, God love her. I won't say it, but you know, dealing with the emotional, dealing with the spiritual, and then the physical work. It is all a lot. And all those who have come out and help in the community that didn't even know these people, but just said, I'm going to come and show up. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Don't wake up. Went to sleep. Oh, just went to sleep and not woke up. But I tell you, if I'm going to go, that's how I want to go. But that is so horrible for those who are left here. Definitely. Um, but this has really opened up a lot of emotional scars for a lot of people here. So I'm encouraging everybody to get mental health. Take care of yourself, both physically, emotionally, and spiritually. Yeah, that's sad. Didn't wake up. It is true. And seeing this, I mean, I have a testimony I'm going to give. I may record that tomorrow. After I get off from work and post that, but that's going to be a pre-recorded thing. I have an amazing story and testimony to share with you, but I want to wait and I'll come back for that one. So please give me a thumbs up. Please say hello. Let me know that you appreciate this. I am so grateful for all of you who watched. Please, 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 again, George LaGray. I may be saying it wrong. Welcome. Thank you so much for being here. It's real tiny, tiny, tiny print, so it's hard for me to see. Thank you guys, everybody. I appreciate you. Please come back and see us again. Diane L., nice to see you. Nice to meet you. Thank you so much. Marcia, as always. Carol, thank you. Thank you. If I missed you, thank you. And just keep all of Central Texas in your prayers. There's a lot of people in a lot of areas that are suffering. But I praise and thank God that we did not have more deaths. How in that RV park, that resort over off of I-10, can't remember the name, where all of those RVs started floating down, like 15, 20 of them. And 2 18-wheelers. There was more. I'm guessing at the numbers. It was like a big ball. It was horrible. Horrible. And nobody died. So we thank God for that. All right, everybody, have a blessed night and make sure you hug your loved ones. If you haven't talked to your mama and daddy in a while, why don't you give them a call? If you haven't talked to somebody in a while that you know you ought to, that's a loved one, resolve your issues and talk to them, because guess what? Tomorrow's never promised. With that, we will see you guys later, and I hope and pray that you guys have a fabulous, fabulous week. I will hopefully see you tomorrow, but we will be live no later than Tuesday. All right, guys, be blessed. Bye bye.